Okay, so I'm going to do this, and there's nobody even on yet, but I've got to say this. I started this morning, took my kids to school, and I just knew this was going to be a great day. It's Monday, and usually Mondays are usually my running days that I come out to the local state park and I run. And today's been a little overcast, a little bit of drizzle, a little bit of mist, a little bit of showers. And I was just really debating. Now, for a lot of times, I've pushed myself when it's really cold out here to come out here and run. And as you can see, this is my running course, and I love it out here. But anyway, I was thinking, oh man, I've got some stuff to do at home, and I've got some things on my plate that I'd like to get done. I'd like to get this run in, but I would also like to run when it's the best options weather-wise that I can. And as I was coming home, I was thinking, oh man, I need to go run. And I get this phone call from my son. He's at high school. He's a freshman. And he says, Dad, I'm not feeling too good. Can you bring me up some medicine from home? And I said, sure, man. I said, I'll bring right up. So as I was bringing this stuff up there to my son, I met him in the hallway. And one of the first things he says, it's not about him. He says, are you going to go run? Are you going to go run, Dad? I said, man, I want to go run. I said, but it's misting out. I said, temperature's good, but I said, it's mist and it's showering a little bit. And this is where it gets so cool. My son is 14 years old. He's a freshman in high school. He looks at me and he says, Dad, that's not going to stop you. And it just blew me away. My son's 14 years old and motivating me. That's awesome. I mean, that is so cool because I think one of the best things about being a parent is inspiring your children. And to go into that high school and have my son look at me and say, Dad, I know you can do it. Because he knows that I can do it by what I've showed him before. I said, you know what, Lyndon? I said, I'm right. You're right, man. I said, I can do that. So I'm out here at the state park. I just got done with 4 miles. It's a little misty out. It's a little overcast. Everything's wet. But my son was right. I went out, I got it, and I did it. The only thing is, I hope my son's sitting at school right now. I hope he's feeling better from the medicine I brought him. But having that inspiration from my own son has been, I can't tell you today how awesome, cool that's been. And, that's gotten me to thinking about all of the live videos that I do, of all the YouTube videos I do, of the speaking engagements. And I remember for years how I used to do this stuff, and I would only do it for a short time because I was afraid. I didn't want anybody jumping on. I didn't want people to come on and then jump off. It's not about that. It's about having fun. It's about being in life. And my son was the perfect reminder today. I've done more in 2017 than I've done my whole life, and it's awesome. That's really super cool. And for 2018, I'm already sitting here thinking, I'm scheduled to go to Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm scheduled to go to Flora, Illinois. I'm scheduled to go to Vincennes, Indiana. I've got a couple elementary schools lined up for next year at the start of the year already. If anybody would have told me 5 years ago, Levi, you're going to be doing this, gosh, I wouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't have believed it for 1 second because I just had no faith in myself. I listened to everybody else. I let everybody else tell me I couldn't do it. I was hanging around people that weren't going in my direction. And that doesn't necessarily make anybody bad. It just means that the direction I was going and the direction that other people were going, whether personally, professionally, relationships, whatever, it was different. And I decided in 2016, at the end of the year, that I was going to make, halfway through the year, I was going to make this change. And I've really got to be honest. The second half of 2016 and all of 2017, I'm not going to lie, guys, it's been grueling. There's been days that I have trouble getting out of bed, but I still get up. And just like my son said today, just because a little misting out, little showers, didn't mean I wasn't going to come out and do this today. I got my 4 miles in. Now I get to go home, and I've got a couple hours still before I have to go do my evening job. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to finish working on a new presentation that I want to put together for next year. It's about just doing it. I used to spend so much time worrying about what other people thought. Are these people going to laugh at me? Are they going to think I'm a joke? Or, the biggest thing that I ever worried about was people saying, Levi, you'll never do that. Look at how you've lived for 36 years. You'll never do it. Tell me I can't do it, and I will prove you wrong now. The guy that I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that's not the guy that's sitting out here right now. That's not the guy that had his son give him some motivation today, like a mirror reflecting back at me. And I believe that life is literally a mirror. How we are is how we're reflected back at us. Things are tough, we're growing. If every day you're saying, I can't believe this is always happening to me, find out what's not right in your life and change it. It's not going to be easy. It doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. I went 36 years with a simple mindset that I was not good, that nobody would like me, that I was not impactful, I'd never reach people, nobody would listen to me. And even now, I still go to high schools and I put on presentations that people doing what I do, they can just wing it. I can't wing it yet. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be able to just have so much in me that I can just go. But by having the outline, I know that I'm not leaving anything off the table. I'm putting it all on the table. And if I deliver properly and correctly and with all my heart, my audience doesn't care that I have an outline. And whatever it is that you want to do, don't wait for 2018. We still got 2 weeks left of 2017. Hit it now. If you think I'm afraid, I don't want people to laugh at me, just do it. I'm sitting here making a Facebook Live video where any second somebody could jump on and literally be like sitting here right with me. It's cool. It's perfectly fine. And I can't stress enough how important it is that tomorrow's not promised. Yesterday's in the past. And we only get one shot at this, guys. One shot at this. That's what puts me in the mindset of going to elementary schools and speaking as a children's author. That's what's gotten me to write my 9th book this year in 30 days. Thanks to Nicole Cox for inspiring me on that. Nicole Zian Cox was an amazing author. She's in her 20s. She wrote her own story in 30 days, and she encouraged me to do that. And I did it. And I'm interested for what's going to come from this. I think it's going to happen. Some good things are going to be happening. It's going to be a book entitled When the Storm Runs Out of Rain. And it's motivational autobiography. Part motivation, inspiration, part autobiography. I couldn't have done that 5 years ago. And I've met some amazing people this year. Of course, I've got my friends, good friends, Coy and Coy Cooper, Josh Liskey. I've made some amazing new friends this year. Jimmy, Nicole, Boyd, guys and gals that are just in my corner backing me up, and that's what it's about. I wouldn't be surprised one time, guys, if we're all four doing a seminar together. It's an idea, just throwing it out there for all four of you. But live, man. Don't. There's people that come up to me that haven't seen me in 5 years, and they'll say, oh my God, you've lost so much weight. Oh my gosh, you're so different. I have bad days too. I fall down. I have days where I don't do anything on social media because I don't want my bad day shown. And when I say bad day, it's not really a bad day. Hey, Boyd, I was just talking about you. So, when I have bad days, I don't have the bad days. What I have is called character building days. That's something made famous by Les Brown. And I think when you're having bad days are just a sign of growth. Growth is being that you're moving on and that you're doing something. And as I look back at 2017, I'm going to go home and get on the scales, and I guarantee the scales today are going to say 190 pounds because I was 191.4 this morning, and I just got done with a 4-minute run, or 4 miles. That means at the beginning of this year, I started out at 240 pounds, and if I hit 190 today, out of exercising, eating right, that's 50 pounds, guys. That's 50 pounds. 50 pounds off my knees, 50 pounds off my hips, 50 pounds off around my neck. And to do that is an amazing, amazing adjustment. I mean, I want to see Les in person. Oh my gosh, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins. Yeah, man, all 3 of them. Steve Harvey, Chip Gaines, all them people, man. They're awesome. And, you're a given. We're going to meet sometime, bud. So, like I said earlier, I was saying that you and Jimmy Warmiz and Nicole Zian Cox, we're all going to have to get together sometime one of these years and actually do a seminar, all 4 of us, and just see how big we can impact people. I think that'd be pretty cool. The thing is, awesome, I'd love to. The thing is, man, since you're on, I'll just tell you, 5 years ago, I couldn't have done this. I couldn't have said on Facebook Live for nothing. And I just got so sick and tired of being overweight, of having no money, of watching everyone else have stuff and not doing it. And all the books I've read, all the videos I've watched, all the new friends that I've made in the last year and a half, all show the same thing. If you just go out and get started, it'll happen. It may take a year, it may take 5 years. I've been writing children's books since 2003, and I've found more success this year. I got out of the house, I started going to elementary schools. Now I'm paid to go to schools. And people at one point said I was too shy, I was too embarrassed, I didn't have enough confidence in myself, nobody would want to book me. I look at this now, and I just got done about 2 weeks ago with a school telling me, exactly, action trumps perfection. But the thing is, I don't know, boy, do you think there's really such thing as perfect, or do you think perfection is really a never-ending process? It's a goal to strive for. I mean, yeah, definitely, man. You mentioned the action. 5 years ago, I sat at home and I wrote my books, and I hoped that somebody would come to my doorstep and just make it happen. And I think you know, and I know, and we all know that it's not going to come to our door in a FedEx package. We can't buy it on Amazon. The first few times I went and spoke, I was scared to death. I wrote notes and completely was so afraid that I couldn't even go off my outline. Because I was saying, Eric Thomas doesn't use notes, and Les Brown doesn't use notes, and my God, Tony Robbins probably hasn't done notes in 20 years. But I got to realizing, make notes, don't leave anything off the table, bring it all to your seminar, bring it all to your speech, give it to everybody. Nobody's going to care that you've got outlines or crib notes to keep you focused. You're there to deliver a message, and it's that message that people are going to take. And when I have little kids come up and they hug me and say, thank you for coming. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that's exactly it, man. I'm looking back 5 years ago, and the guy that's sitting here now, that ain't the guy that was sitting at home 5 years ago. 240, 250 pounds, overweight, divorced, fighting with your ex all the time. And, it doesn't matter what goes on, and I've changed my mindset, and I'll be honest to tell you, my children's mother and I, we get along fine. I chose to have a better life, and everyone that's around me that's in that life has seen that. And even if we're not perfect, it makes things a lot easier, and you'll find yourself attracting even people who aren't on the same page with you, because positivity is attractive. You look at anybody that's gone from nothing. I mean, why is Oprah Winfrey so successful? Why is Tony Robbins so successful? Because they chose to live a more positive life. And the better you get at it, the more people you attract. But, so this year I'm making not a resolution, I love it. This year I don't want to make a resolution. I think everybody makes a resolution. A resolution is something that you make for 2 or 3 weeks, and then when it gets hard, you just kind of go back into the old default setting. I'm making a commitment. This is the last Christmas I will be mentally or financially poor. And when I say poor, I don't mean millions of dollars. I don't mean having everything I want by next year. I made the decision, this is going to be the last year that I mentally or physically struggle. I've done it for a year and a half now, pushed and pushed and pushed, and I've seen that I can do it. I'm going farther, I'm speaking more, larger groups of kids, larger people. I'm getting ready to put my 9th book out. Boyd, I hope you'll check it out when it comes out. I'll let you know. It's going to be awesome. I think a lot of people's going to like it. But 2018, going to rock it, going to crush it. And I'm going to look back a year from now, and I'm going to say that this was the moment that it really changed, and it's going to change. So thanks for being on, Boyd, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to get a new phone here pretty soon, and I'm going to get that app we were talking about, because I love what you do, man. And but I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go home. I'm going to get finishing up that new presentation that I want to work on. So, Boyd, have a great day, man. Go out there, crush it. Don't let nothing stop you. I'm serious. 4 of us need to get together. In the next few years, let's get together and do something. I think we can knock it out. But let's get out there and inspire people, all right? Hey, man, take care, dude. Love you. Bye.